Washington Post, at least 8 of the 16 Trump electors under investigation by Fulton County District Attorney Bonnie Willis have accepted immunity deals. These electors will not be charged if they testify truthfully about their knowledge of Trump and his team's efforts to overturn Joe Biden's victory in Georgia. Willis's investigation focuses on the meeting of Trump's electors on December 14, 2020. Despite Governor Brian Kemp's certification of Biden's win, Trump's phone calls to state officials, and the possibility of his campaign's involvement in unauthorized election equipment breach in Coffee County, Georgia. However, it is unclear whether all the electors will receive immunity deals, which raises questions about the extent of Willis's investigation. The 8 electors who accepted the immunity deals did so without any promise of providing incriminating evidence in return. They maintain their innocence and deny any knowledge of criminal activities among the other electors. Deborah reported that news of the immunity deals comes just over a week after Bonnie Willis announced that any criminal indictments would be issued between July 11th and September 1st. However, Willis had to revise her original timeline as the electors' attorneys had not informed their clients of the immunity deals. It is now apparent that at least 8 of the 16 electors have accepted these deals, which Deborah hopes will prompt them to testify honestly about Trump's attempts to overturn the Georgia election results. Despite this, she expressed mixed feelings about the story, as there have been periodic breaking news stories about Trump's potential indictment. The MSNBC crowd goes nuts every time there is a breaking story about Trump's potential indictment, which repeats hundreds of times. However, they never actually get him, which can be frustrating. On the other hand, the potential charges against Trump, particularly the fake elector scheme, are significant. This was a political coup against the country where the riot was just meant to delay things and scare congresspeople into not certifying the election. Once they failed to certify the election, the plan was to introduce fake electors who would claim that Trump had won when they knew he had not. It remains unclear whether the electors who participated in the scheme knew the truth or were brainwashed zombies. This aspect of the investigation is the most critical, in my opinion. The speaker questions whether there were conversations between the Trump administration, Trump himself, and the electors about rigging the 2020 election in their favor despite knowing they had lost. They wondered if this could lead to charges that are more significant than the Georgia election case, and if it could affect the federal case that Jack Smith is working on. The speaker notes that the grant of immunity to some individuals suggests that there may be something substantial to their claims. However, they cautioned that the direction of the investigation is still unclear and that there is a risk of getting carried away by speculation without solid evidence. The speaker agrees with Jake's view that the crowd's excitement over potential charges often turns out to be premature. I am a bit skeptical about the situation and have taken the pre-World Series Chicago Cubs route of I'll believe it when I see it. Despite the significance of being granted immunity, previous instances have shown that even when individuals have given their own testimony, it hasn't been enough to deter Trump's base or bring charges against him. With regards to the Fulton County case, there are various complexities involved, as Jake pointed out. However, based on what I observed during the hearings, it's clear that there was a systematic effort to manipulate the election results, and they came close to succeeding. Nevertheless, I still have my doubts and remain somewhat pessimistic about the outcome. It's possible that they are hesitant to accept the immunity deal. As for whether anything will stick to Trump, there are a number of potential factors at play, including the phone calls and his contentious relationship with fellow Republicans. While it's a step in the right direction to see some action being taken, until we actually see something of substance, it's hard to say what the ultimate outcome will be. It's also worth noting that Trump has a history of throwing wrenches into things and garnering unexpected support, so the situation remains highly uncertain. Nevertheless, the fact that only half of those implicated in the investigation have accepted immunity suggests that there may be more to the story than meets the eye, particularly if some of the other individuals have been implicated in other crimes. It's possible that the other 8 individuals did not accept the immunity deal because it would not protect them from other crimes that may have been uncovered during the investigation. Additionally, those who did accept the deal may have done so to avoid being implicated in any potential conspiracies involving other members of the electoral group who may have committed crimes. It's important to note that being involved in a conspiracy can result in charges even if someone only participated for a short time. As the situation continues to develop, it will be interesting to see how things unfold for Bonnie Willis in Georgia.